Yellow, 'tis I, Stanley. Hi. Today I will be talking about inking and a little bit about sketching a comic book page. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this topic. I just felt like talking about the way I ink and sketch. Also, I don't have any video ideas while I'm making my dramatic reading of Superhuman, and I'm also animating the pages. This will take more time, and I want to have something to upload to my channel while I'm doing that. It's taking a long time. So yes, this is a desperation video. Enjoy. I hope you feel the magic as you're listening to me speak things and stuff. So, sketching, as you can see, I'm using footage of me sketching in one of my comic book pages. I am adding stuff, kind of details. I didn't record all of it. I'm adding more details to the sketch so I can ink that in better. I cheat a lot. I like using free transform and the selection tool to fix my quote-unquote mistakes. Like most people, or at least I would tell you that there are no mistakes in art. But when making a comic book, it's kind of different because you're making a story, and if it's visually realistic, it's better to look at. So I just take this triangular brush, which I made by the way, and I sketch in the stuff, like the stuff and the panels and whatnot. The borders, those are sketched in. The characters, la-di-da-di-da. In this particular scene, we have Spitfire having a conversation with his mom. And as you can see, I have different viewpoints of the scenes. I draw them from different angles. I draw them zoomed in, zoomed out, in different positions to one another. I try to keep the composition versatile and flowing, but at the same time remember the 180 degrees rule. Never do that. I use that rule in my comics so as to not confuse the reader. Well, sometimes I break the rule when I feel like it would work without it, but for the most part I try to follow that rule. As you can probably see, my characters are more detailed than usual. People do tell me that I draw really detailed stuff, and that drawing a comic that has so much detail is basically suicide when I'm doing it on my own. I agree, but I will continue to do this because that is the style I like, and I plan on making it even more detailed as I go along and learn how to utilize the details better. I want to have grandiose fight scenes filled with a lot of stuff. So until then, this is the style, this is the aesthetic I'm going for. You see that my line art isn't really all neat and tidy. I do go over it a lot. It's not meant to be one swoopy strokes like most people say they should be. I like my line art to be more sketchy, more like it's drawn on hand. It doesn't really look like it's drawn on hand, in my opinion, but it does look more sketchy. I feel like it gives it a different feel when it's more sketchy. Like most people would tell you, you should like do fine strokes in one swoop, or a lot of people use stabilizers to stabilize your line art, which, yeah, those help, but I don't really work well with them. When I make a line, I like to have control over that line instead of the computer having control over it. I have that issue with Toon Boom Harmony because it has a stabilizer and I have to turn it off. Otherwise, when I draw a line, it makes it completely different than what I drew it as. I don't like that. So like, no. No stabilization, please. We like it rough here. We like jaggedy, pointy, thick, thin, sketchy line art on this channel. We don't like any of that neat and tidy bullshit that other people do. It's not bullshit, but it's not my thing. You understand what I mean. Because I see a lot of artists say that you have to have neat lines, and that when your lines are neat and tidy, then your art looks neater and tidier. And for some people that's true, but it doesn't work well with my art style. I have tried to do neater lines with my art style, and it kind of looks too glossy. It doesn't really fit. I feel like my art style is more gritty, and a sketchier line art would suit it better than a neat and tidy one. Also, I do have an affinity to sketchy art because of my background. My background is of fine arts, and I learned to appreciate the art of sketchiness and whatnot, all of that nonsense that people sometimes try to avoid. But I feel like there's beauty in the mistakes, in the wrong lines, in lines that have pointy stuff sticking out of them. Lines that you see are not always neat. But that's my opinion. But also my opinion is like, do whatever line art you like. It depends on the artist. You don't have to do neat lines, and you don't have to do necessarily sketchy lines. It depends on a lot of stuff, like your style, what you feel comfortable with, what type of person you are. Are you neat and tidy, or does your room repel all that is living? Is your home haunted by a malevolent spirit? Those are things you should take into account before you decide to stick with a line art style which may not suit you. And like, not all my lines are sketchy and jaggedy baggedy. Some I try to make neat. It's difficult for me to do that because I do not use stabilizers, and my tablet it's a good tablet, but it is kind of old, and it's not really, it ain't no Cintiq, is what I mean. If it were, I'd love it. If it had a screen, but it doesn't, it would have been perfect. But it does the job. It's close to perfect. It's close to perfection. It helps me out a lot, but I will invest in a new one at some point when Papa gets that moolah. I really like how I drew the faces of the characters in this page. I feel like they're beautiful. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I feel like that's important for artists to do. I like how I drew the line art. I'm not fully on board with all of the expressions. Like in the second panel, I don't like how Mrs. November's face turned out, but I feel like it's good enough. I'm not gonna fix it. I feel like it works for the scene. I will develop her later on more wellly and goodly and betterly as a character and as a concept and as a look. I'm starting to talk weird, and I am wondering if people are understanding what I'm saying. Hold your hand up if you know what I mean. Crickets. I also like the angles I drew Sam's head in. For some reason he kinda looks a bit upwards. That Spitfire boy, he looks a little bit to his up. And I feel like I did a good job drawing that angle. Yay me. Hooray. This is a one-man operation. Why can't I say operation? Operación. Yeah, I like how this is, I feel like when I record myself lining, it turns out better, but if I don't, then it doesn't turn out better. Maybe I'm like, I'm going to show this to an audience, and this needs to be good. I need to put my all into it. Yes, God. I did a mouth pop. I actually did a tongue pop. I rarely can do a decent mouth pop. I'm no Alyssa Edwards. Also, if you made it this far to this train wreck of a video, Grimmy Easter egg, if you've made it this far, then comment below on the scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Spitfire's choker? His little red BDSM choker. What type of rating would you give it? I feel like I did a good job with it, but it's through my prism. Please rate his choker, because I don't know. Leave your ratings down in the comments below and I will read it out in the No, I won't. I will not do that. Do that if you want to, if you feel like engaging. And if you do not feel like engaging, do not engage with me, bastard. Also, you can add below how much you liked my cooking video. I hope nobody watched it. I have some things to announce, by the way. This is a great segue. Perfect. Mwah. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to make a dramatic reading, or like I'm making, as we speak, a dramatic reading of Superhuman. And I'm animating the panels, which is difficult. Well, it's not really difficult, but it's time consuming. It's easy, actually. It's pretty... I have experience with key animation, and I know how to do it, but it's very time consuming. I have thought up of elaborate ways to animate it, and it's going to take some time, but I want it to look good. I did record the voiceover. I don't know if it will work out, because I did all of the voiceover, and I suck at voicing stuff. So stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be something new. It's, as you know, I'm shameless as all heck. Yeah, that's going to be embarrassing, but it's also not going to affect me in any way because I have no shame. I did a fucking cooking video. I just swore this video is not getting demonetized, but I don't get the monetization anyway. This video is not getting monetized, is that what I said? Anyway, editing. So, my second announcement is I'll probably be going to another city and in the month of September because I have a film which is going to premiere at a festival. There's going to be screening in front of actual audience, I'm kind of excited. The festival is it's not really big. I have been a volunteer at that festival, and to be there as an author is something new and interesting. And I'm gonna be there with my friend who actually used to be a coordinator at the festival, one of the main coordinators, and she has done the selection. So it's very meta because we're both going now as authors to this festival, which we have helped in. So that's gonna be interesting. We're going to see some colleagues from university who will be there working, and they'll probably have films there. It's not really a big deal, but at the same time it's really cool that my film is going to be shown to a semi-wider audience, or it's going to be part of an event at the very least. Though not many people go to that festival, if I have to be honest. It's not the hugest animation festival, but still it is pretty cool. I'm going to be... I probably will be applying to other festivals because I wanna. I have this film ready and I will give it to festivals. I want my name to be out there. I want to show it to different foreign festivals, maybe some European ones. So that's my journey. And all of that I'll be doing while doing a comic book, which is difficult. Also, I have another film which I have to make. I will be making another film, but there's still a lot of work on that one. It's going to be animated again, and I hope it works out. I have like a small pre-animated version of it, but I feel like it needs to be redone from scratch. Also, the script needs to be rewritten, probably, though I'm not sure 100%. I did rewrite the script, and I do like it, but I may take another look at it. I need to storyboard it. I need to do a lot of work before I even start animating it. And I'm not sure exactly how to animate it. I'll probably be using Toon Boom Harmony. It would probably be a digital drawing animation because I'm still new at this industry of animation, of 2D and such, so that's gonna be a fun ride. I hope so. Now that I've bored you with that miscellaneous information about me, what do you think of my line art? It's pretty, isn't it? Hope so. I hope you like how it's turning out to be. This is like a lot of recordings, and it'll probably be longer than me talking. My mouth is wet. It's a lot of saliva is accumulating and I don't like it. That's gross. That's so fucking gross. But yeah, this is how I do line art. I just go into it. I follow the sketch because I do a rough sketch and then add some details to it, kind of. More, some are on the face and the hands mostly. If I don't sketch out the hand properly, then in the line art I do a ugly hand. All of my ugly hands that you see in my comic, those weren't sketched out properly, and that's why they were lined badly. That's why they look like that. I think there's some fugly hands in this video, but it's fine and dandy. It really isn't, but Yeah. I like this. I like how I lined this page. It's nice. I wanna finish it. The process of coloring is so incredibly tedious that I wanna poke my eyes out. But I will not, because I need those eyes. These eyes are my moneymaker, and these hands are as well. It's a symbiotic relationship between my eyes and my hands. Without them, I would be die. Duh. Okay, so goodbye. Thank you for watching this horrible mess of a video. I'm sorry for making you watch this. You can sue me. No, please don't sue me. Please don't. But yeah, thank you. And I am sorry for uploading this mess. Bye.